Candido.
I'm Clara.
And Clara, my wife. And we are at the moment based at this point in Windsor, 7 minutes from the palace of the Queen Elizabeth, walking just for a few days. And we want to make you very welcome to this time. This is going to be a special time of testimonies from different various people. Those that couldn't make it, they've been so kind to send us videos of how they experience the oils. And we're going to have some special guests as well, someone who's going to give us some facts about our health. Most importantly as well, we're going to have time for questions as well. So the microphones are going to be they're going to be muted just for the sake of being able to hear the person that is speaking. At the end, there will be a chance to pose questions either by text on the chat or perhaps on the microphone. So I want to ask my wife to give a testimony of the oils. Please.
Yes, darling, I will, yes. Well, I have tried different oils. I have tried, I will start with a little bit of my background. I have been through different symptoms that the doctors couldn't find the source of it. Like I was stuttering, I was with dizziness, I was with my mood was up and down very frequently and without any reason, and things like that. And I didn't know what to do. The doctors didn't find the cause. They prescribed me for several medicines. The last one I didn't want it because he said, if you have these symptoms, you will have to go to the emergency unit. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm so sorry, I will pray. So we started to ask the Lord to give us a guide. And that was when we were introduced through Jody and Caroline, our daughter, to the essential oils. And we have tried them and we are fascinated with them. So the one that we have tried, Deep Blue, I have tried lavender. I have tried others, but I have a favorite one, and that is Melissa, because Melissa also helped me. That was the very one that helped me a lot. That, it was, I put it, in my thumb, 2 drops, and applied to the roof of my mouth. In 2 minutes, I was fine. So I praise God. That is Melissa, yes. And not only, when I am stressed or with anxiety, with my mood up and down, but whatsoever is the cause, God is helping me. And what the doctors couldn't do, the essential oils did it. So I praise God.
Thank you. Thank you very much, darling. In my case, the oil that I've used is a cream. It's this one, Deep Blue. There are several oils in this blend. And some months ago, I was under, a lot of things were going on, and sometimes the body picks up, when we are under a lot of change, and reflects that on, with tension. So I had a very bad pain on my back, both sides of my vertebral column, to the height of my waist, and then the sciatica nerve was also, I think, like inflamed. My wife, when she massaged me, she found lumps in my muscles at the back. And so it was amazing to see that putting this rub for a few days, the muscles totally healed and the sciatica nerve came back to normal. And so I'm really helpful. I didn't have to take any pills. I don't want to take painkillers. Sometimes it was so intense that I wouldn't be able to sleep, be relaxed during the night, which was very, quite bad. But as I applied the cream, the Deep Blue rub, it was really, really efficient. And I'm so happy that naturally, I was able to be healed and overcome that. So that's a bit of my testimony. I've tried other oils and supplements, but I want to keep it just brief. And we'd like to introduce our friend Jody from Israel. We've known Jody and Alyosha, her husband, for a few years now. And I was impressed with her heart when we went to Cuba on a humanitarian mission to help people there. It's got a heart to see people blessed in all areas of their lives, and particularly in their health. So she's got a long experience as a health practitioner for over 45 years, and she's helped over 1,000 people of all walks of life. And she continues doing it now where she lives. And it's so amazing that she's been able to accompany us over the last 2 years, always having natural alternatives to give us way forward for our health when the conventional doctors will not give us a way out. So it's our honor, Jody, to have you with us, and just share with us what is in your heart, please.
Thank you, Candido and Clara. It's a blessing to be here with you, and I would like to share a little bit about my life and my past and how I got here, and why I'm working with doTERRA as one of the companies in the world. You can choose from many companies, but I want to share with you why. I'm going to start with my slides. So I'm going to share my screen here with you. Just 1 second. Get this up and running and get it full screen. This is my family. This is our son on the end. He's living in Virginia with his wife and our 2 grandchildren. And then we have a daughter and son-in-law. That's Yasmin. She came first to Israel and went through the Israeli army. And she basically put a little fire underneath us to get here. So we have a small family, but let me tell you a little bit about what has taken place in my life and what brought me into natural health care. The first thing I'd like to share with you is my parents, my mom and my dad. My mother got cancer when she was 54. And she battled with her cancer. I took her to Mexico, and we ended up staying at the Gerson Clinic for 6 weeks in 1978. And it ended up that she passed away not from the cancer, but from an abscess from in between her liver and her diaphragm. And so anyway, that kind of pushed me into more education because of what I learned at the Gerson Clinic, staying for 6 weeks and studying under Dr. Charlotte Gerson Strauss. And I learned a lot from her. And then my father died at the age of 70 after 3 open heart surgeries. And the last heart attack he had took him home. 1 second. Alyosha? I think you can not do dishes. I'll do the dishes later. It's very noisy in the background, honey. Sorry, you guys. This is real life here. So this is my brother, and he passed away about 6 years ago from a glioblastoma brain tumor. And he was using cell phones all the way back in the beginning when they first invented cell phones. And then they knew that the cell phones, the original ones especially, had such a field of radiation that really was causing cancer. I'm sure that's one of the roots of what he was battling. But that also drove me again to seek for answers, to seek the truth. You know, how do we combat these issues? And anyway, yeah, so again, my brother passed away. And then our daughter, when she was 4, this is our daughter, and she's in her 30s now, but she was 4 here. And we had been on a concert tour. My husband's a concert pianist and a composer, and we were traveling for 6 weeks. And, you know, she was eating the children's meals. And what do you get with children's meals? You get French fries and nuggets and, you know, really what I would call junk food. And we were on the road for 6 weeks. When we came home, she was crippled. She couldn't walk by nighttime and she had localized pain. And it ended up that we found out she had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis after being crippled for 6 months. And a friend of mine who is a doctor told me, Jody, if you just listen to what I'm going to say, your daughter will be healed in 2 weeks. She will be without pain. I went 6 months of pain, and you're telling me in 2 weeks? She says juvenile rheumatoid arthritis is only a label the doctors give to what they don't know how to fix. So she said, if you just detoxify your daughter and just give her, you know, juices and enzymes and some vitamins and get her off of all the junk food and get her off of meat and cheese and all kinds of stuff. We had to go on a very clean diet. And in 2 weeks, she was without pain. So that set me spiraling back yet once again into the natural health arena. And I ended up going back to school and studying. So it was a few years after this took place in her life. I spent about 7 years going back to school and getting an education in the arena of natural health care. And among the things that I studied, I did study how to analyze blood under a microscope, went to 2 schools and got certifications from both of those schools. And what I discovered was there's a whole world underneath our skin and in that blood that we have running through our veins, going into every gland, organ, and system of the body. And I'd like to show you some of what I discovered. And I'm hoping this will help you to understand why we're doing what we're doing. And you know, our goal is to really help people overcome chronic degenerative diseases and hopefully prevent them. It's a lot easier to prevent than to turn things around, which can be, but takes a lot of work. So studying the blood is what I did for years, and then working with over 1,000 clients in my wellness center back in Florida before we moved to Israel in 2010. So I saw a lot. And this is normal red blood cells. You see the cells are nice and round. Under the microscope, the light is picked up and you can see the shape of the cells. And then I'll show you my blood at the time. You'll see in the background, there's little things, looks like they're moving. However, the light creates movement in the fluids that surround the red blood cells. And you see they're all about the same size. And this is a beautiful neutrophil. This is your immune system. And these are granular in texture, and they're moving in and through the red blood cells. They work like vacuum cleaners. They go in and they devour anything that shouldn't be there, including undigested food, which sometimes ends up compromising these immune cells because they have so much work to do, especially if we overeat like many people do today, unfortunately. But they're fun to watch, and they will also engulf any kind of invaders, any microorganisms, bacterial forms, viruses. They're designed by God, by our Creator, to devour them, and cancer cells as well. So there's just a little picture of the immune system. I'll go ahead and then what we do is we're looking in the microscope and we're looking at one drop of blood, looking for these kind of forms. This is called a rod form bacteria. And these guys eat and they excrete in the blood just like any living thing does. This is a neutrophil surrounding anthrax bacteria. They just engulf it and devour it. And so many people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I hear this all the time, that people really get really tired of being sick and in pain. And so we need to look at what causes that. We don't want to just use a Band-Aid for the problem, such as just you have pain all over your body, just apply some Deep Blue, although that Deep Blue does help. But if there's deeper issues, we want to go into those deeper issues and clean the body and clean the immune system clean the tissues of the body and the organs of the body. This is very, very important. So all these maladies that you read here, the dizziness, the inability to handle stress, the sometimes exertional malice, people's ups and downs, their emotions, brain fog, fatigue, headaches, hormone dysregulation, and sleeping problems, joint pain, sugar problems, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, it all has roots to it. So we need to find out what that is. And if we want to have good health, we have to build the foundation of good health. And we need to clear away the rubble. Any building you want to build, first you have to get rid of the rubble, and then you lay a very strong foundation. Once you get the foundation laid, then you're ready to build. Or you're going to have problems like this. If there's a little shaking that goes on, watch out. Would you rather have this foundation or this foundation right here? I think I'll go for the Paris one. And that is still standing. I'll just share with you some of the experiences I've had in my wellness center. This lady came in, her name was Elaine, and you can see right here, she's got oxygen going in. She couldn't open her eyes because she had no energy. She was bedridden, but her friend, her pastor brought her into my office. And because there was no more that the doctors could do for her, she was on 7 pharmaceuticals. She couldn't breathe on her own. And she was told to get her paperwork ready that, you know, she didn't have long to live. So we looked at her blood, and this is what I saw. When you look at the red blood cells, you see it looks like balloons, doesn't it? And these look like bottle caps. That's free radical damage in the cells. But the problem here is that these microorganisms, these bacterial forms, were trying to pull their way out of the cells. And once they got out of the cell, they would wiggle like a worm. And I told Elaine, I said, what does that look like? And she said, it looks like worms. I said, yes, but they're not worms. They're bacterial forms, microorganisms. And so when the blood had sat on the microscope for a little while, I squeezed the blood cells to see what was inside. And here is a whole nother world. When people are very sick like this and they have problems, inside of their cells are all kinds of growing microorganisms, bacteria, fungus, yeast, candida. Sometimes we get Borrelia, which is Lyme's disease. You can see many different co-infections here. You can see these bacteria all running around. And so this picture here is looking at blood after it's been stressed and squeezed to see what's inside the cells. And what you see is a swamp. You're not looking at a clean river. You're looking at a swamp here. So this picture has to be cleaned up. So I asked Elaine, would you like to clean up this condition? You look at this, looks like octopus, right? These are things growing inside the blood cells. So she said, yes, I want to do something. I don't want to die. I want to live. So we went to work, and this is Elaine 3 months later. The same lady that was on her deathbed is now only periodically needing oxygen and no pharmaceuticals. Her energy is back. And you see that smile on her face, you can see her eyeballs. That is a big difference from the first time. And now she's bringing in people who look like her when she first came to me. And she's working out in a gym an hour a day, and she's on the dance team of her church. Elaine was a happy camper, and she's still alive today. And this is years later. This is just one quick example of some of the things that we see happening by using our Creator's medicine, and that is in the plants and the oils. And so this little boy, Yarden, he had a sinus infection and an ear infection. The doctors wanted to put him on antibiotics, and the mother and the father decided they wanted to try to really help him naturally. That looked scary. His eyeball was totally swollen closed. They got the doTERRA oils, and they took the oils, and she applied Melaleuca the first day right to the rim of the eye. And the second day, she called me up and she said, Jody, I burned my son's cheeks. Oh, what am I going to do? She had used oregano oil, and this is not something you use on a child's face. And I said to her, don't worry, it's okay. He will be okay. Just get some lavender and some coconut oil. And she applied it. And in 2 hours, that went from this condition to this condition. She called me back and she was very happy. It took 3 or 4 days to bring all this down and to clear out the infection. We just used a little cotton bud in the ears with the Melaleuca and oregano oil on a cotton, not on into the ear. And this is this precious little boy at the end of that week. That's a big difference from this to this. And they also changed their diet, got rid of the sugars and the junk food, and they're happy and healthy now. So one of the things that I've chosen to do after, decades of working with plants and plant-based medicine, herbal medicines and vitamins and minerals, I've decided to work with essential oils because of their impact within the cells. The oils permeate the lipid membrane and oily membrane in the cells. They're able to go into the cell and permeate it very, very quickly. In this picture right here, our oils are certified pure and therapeutic grade. That means that the plant chemicals are high enough to make it medicine, make it medicinal and powerful. And so they took this dark field microscope picture and of the blood, and at first it was before it was showing what we call it rouleau or erythrocyte aggregation, a clumping, and it's like sludge. And they just put 1 drop of balanced essential oil on the feet, and within seconds the blood is free flowing and moving. This makes a huge difference for the body when the blood is free flowing versus this picture right here. And in 22 seconds, essential oil is able to reach the brain. In 2 minutes, it can be found in the bloodstream. And in 20 minutes, 1 drop of essential oil is in every cell of the body. So this is really amazing. And I'm very, very thankful to doTERRA for what they've given to us. And they went all over the world to find the best oils in their origin and make sure that they're 100% pure with no contamination. And it's a huge gift for us to be able to access oils from all over the world in one location called doTERRA. So thank you for letting me share just a little bit, and God bless you all. Shalom.
Thank you, Jody.
Shalom,
Very
Jody.
kind.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce now to our daughter, Caroline. He's based in Colombia. Want to say from the health side that she's been very courageous in seeking solutions for her health challenges. As a young woman, she's had several of them. And it's been amazing to see that we've been able to join forces together as a family, pursuing alternatives when we couldn't find solutions conventionally. So Caroline is extensively researched, read, and tried, and so passionate about it. So thank you, Caroline, for going ahead of the way and being now in Colombia in a position to help hundreds of people to find solutions. Please, you're most welcome. Ahead.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have heard or met Jody. I met Jody 3 years ago in Israel, and I'm just so blessed to know you, Jody. Thank you so much for sharing all this rich knowledge that you have that has really been downloaded from above, from your own, personal hurt. Now other people are being blessed. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So thank you, everyone. So my name is Caroline, and like my parents said, although we're a very close-knit family, for the time being, we're a bit further apart. I'm all the other way, the other side of the Atlantic in Colombia, South America. But one of the things that I love to do is to teach about essential oils. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to what Jody has already explained in such an excellent way. And I'm going to tell you about 3 cool things about essential oils. It's very simple. Actually, you know what? If you can tell someone that you either live with or your family member what these 3 things are, then I would have felt that I've done my job. So let's have a look at what they are, these 3 cool things about essential oils. So first cool thing is that they are safe. They are safe because we are dealing with essential oils that are 100% natural, and they don't have any side effects. Now, when we speak about essential oils, we essentially speak about a bottle like this that has a liquid inside, and that is the extract of whatever it says on the bottle. In this case, it's lemon, and nothing else. No fillers, no contaminants, absolutely nothing else. To do this bottle of lemon essential oils, 45 lemons were used, extracted, the peel, not just the juice, right? And as Jody was saying, when we talk about essential oils, we're talking about essential oils that were researched to know where were the best growing conditions, the best soil, the exact necessary rainfall, so that the essential oil would be the top of its class, the top of its grade. Because maybe you're sitting there saying, well, you know what, I can get some essential oils from Holland & Barrett, and what's the difference? Well, this is the difference. This is the map of how doTERRA sources its essential oils, whether you buy them in the UK, you buy them in the US, or I buy them here in Colombia. If we buy 1 bottle of essential oil of lemon, we get exactly the same thing. Doesn't matter where we are in the world. So doTERRA has done that task of seeking out where is the best place to source that specific oil. And they batch test every single batch that they produce. Actually, every bottle has a serial number on the base that you can actually look up online and know that this bottle was third-party tested to know that it has its full benefits and it doesn't have anything else added onto it. So that's the first cool thing about essential oils. And for that reason, when we say they're safe, we mean it. I use it with my nephews, who's 8 months old. I would not use something on him that I wouldn't know is pure, that I wouldn't know that I could trust his health with. And when we speak about essential oils, they are extracts of plants that we already know have amazing benefits. But the difference is that with essential oils, we're looking at 50 to 70 times more concentrated, which means more effective. And as Jody was saying, they have the CPTG seal, which means that they're certified pure and therapeutic grade. They have nothing else added to them. And just a quick profile here, we can look at the essential oil of peppermint. Peppermint tea, I think we all love a nice peppermint tea after a big meal, right? We have Thanksgiving coming up for the Americans next week. Right, well, if you had a tea, peppermint tea, right? If you had, you took a mug, as we say in the UK, we love our mugs. We fill it up with hot water and we just use, here's my, same one as on the picture, here's my peppermint tea. And I would just put a single drop of peppermint essential oil in that mug full of hot water. And I would drink that. That would be equivalent of me having taken 28 cups of peppermint tea, of a traditional peppermint tea bag. That is the difference. And peppermint is great with your digestion, but also it's great for headaches and migraines. It is great for breathing. The other day I went up the highest mountain mountain range in Bogota with some friends, and I had peppermint with me and I was already feeling short of breath. And I literally just dabbed my finger. It has a dropper on the top, and put it under my nose. And because we have to walk around with these weird face masks. I put a bit on the face mask as well, put it over my nose and my mouth, and it was amazing. I literally, the way to describe it was as if I had a third nostril. I thought, wow, I can breathe now. And I kept trekking up the mountain. So peppermint tea is definitely one of my favorite. That's the first cool thing about essential oils, is that they are safe. Now, they are effective. So coming back to Jodie's explanation, here we have a drawing of the cell, which has this oily membrane around it, right? And that protects the cell, keeps the bad things out, and keeps the good things in. And here we have an example of a bacterial form, which obviously doesn't compare anything to Jodie's video, which is actually much more real, of course. But let's just see here that this is a bacterial form that usually stays outside the cell. It cannot penetrate because of the oily membrane. But then we have a different agent inside, which is the virus. A virus can penetrate the membrane, oily membrane of the cell. We know how dangerous a virus can be because it can replicate itself when it enters the cell. So when we say that essential oils are effective, it's because they can penetrate the oily membrane. If you had a bacterial infection and you went to your doctor, what would he usually tell you to do? He would usually give you an antibiotic, tell you to have it for the full 7-8 days or whatever the course of the antibiotic is. And usually after the 7-8 days, great, the bacterial infection has been gone, but it will wreak some havoc maybe in your intestines. Maybe it will affect your hormones or even your digestion, right? And when you have another bacterial infection, you probably need a more stronger antibiotic. If you had a virus, on the other hand, a strong flu or a winter flu, usually your doctor will tell you, try to wear it out, drink a lot of liquid, right? And wait until it goes out. Why is that the case? Because most of the modern methods of healing for viruses are water-based. And we know that because of that oily membrane that is around the cell, water-based methods will not be able to penetrate that cell membrane. But essential oils are different. So let's look at this drawing again. Here we have the essential oils will perfectly penetrate the cell membrane. And for that reason, we've seen great results. We have this oil that Saleha is going to tell us about. Actually, this oil is great because it has an amazing ingredients she's going to tell us about. And I can just say this oil got sold out in China at the beginning of the year. I think that says a lot already. So Saleha, please welcome. Please go ahead and tell us your story. You can open your microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi, everyone. At the beginning of the lockdown, so 31st of March, I used to work up in Euston, and just before the lockdown, I started to feel so tired. And when the lockdown happened, or told at work, you know, that was it, I felt quite relieved because I just didn't have the energy anymore. But I think that I had a mild touch of COVID. So breathing was a slight problem. I also had blocked ears. My sense of smell had gone. I had headaches and I felt really quite fatigued. So during that particular time, I just thought, you know what, I am going to be okay. But I spoke to, I don't know whether it was Candido or Caroline, and they said to me, you know, you can, you know, there are some oils that you can take, which will help to make you feel better. And I thought about it. So on a scale of say 0 to 10, I was just really unwell. So I managed to get some oils. The first one, I did get a vitality pack, but we'll talk about that later. But the one in particular that I took immediately was, can you see it there? It was On Guard. Yeah. Now in On Guard, there are cloves, wild orange, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And within taking 2 drops of that, I just felt like I was bolt upright. My whole being changed, you know, to the point where my husband said, "Are you okay? You know, I'm not too sure about these oils." But I really started to feel good. So I just took 2 drops of that every day. And I used to squeeze lemon every day, but I really didn't see that that was doing any good. But when I took 2 drops of the doTERRA oils, just 2 drops of it, I just felt like I was back on track. And so from then, really, another thing that I would always do when I was feeling unwell would take loads of paracetamols. But within that space of time, we're sort of like 9 months on, it is very rare, very, very rare that I'd have to take a paracetamol. And my well-being is probably more on the 8, 9, some days 8 than it was then. So I swear by On Guard, and it's just really, really, really helped. Anyway, that's me.
Thank you, Zalaia. Definitely want to hear the testimony of Vitality further on too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. That's the second thing. That's the second cool thing about essential oils, is that they're effective. As they penetrate the cell membrane, they will get to the bacteria on the outside and the virus on the inside. And that's a little profile on the On Guard essential oil. So what's the third cool thing about essential oils, is that they're affordable. They're affordable. They will be more affordable and cheaper than traditional medical care. Now, that's not an easy statement to say, because in the UK, you don't pay for your medical care. You get it free from the NHS. Well, I can prove to you that even it will be cheaper, even if you don't even pay for your prescriptions. Let me explain. Let's say that, for example, someone in your house had an ear infection. What would you use? You'd use 2 drops of Melaleuca or tea tree oil, you can see here, and just 2 drops of lavender. You wouldn't introduce the oils in the ears, because you shouldn't. You would just had to dab a bit on the outside of all this area on your ear, right? Oh, all this area here, with a bit of coconut oil, because we don't dab them on the skin directly to avoid any irritations. And you would wait 12 hours. 12 hours later, no ear infection. How much did it cost you? 2 drops of tea tree, 2 drops of lavender, less than £1. And that is how you can demonstrate it's cheaper than medical care. If you had to get an appointment into your GP, not just it may not cost you, but it may cost you time. It would probably cost you your petrol if you go in your own car, or a bus ride that will be more than £1, right? And then if you'd had to pay for your prescription, and maybe if you had a bacterial infection, right, you'd probably have to get some antibiotics. Then you would have to get a probiotic to help replenish all the good bacteria that the antibiotic, right, eliminated. So if you start to add up the cost, essential oils will always work out cheaper. Not to mention, you would have these at home. And today it's very important to have something at home, right, to avoid having to go to places where they can be risky because of the exposure that you may have. And that's how essential oils work out cheaper. So what are the 3 cool things about essential oils? That they're safe, they are effective, and they are affordable. Now let's have a look at one other oil. It's the oil of lavender. Lavender, that we've already mentioned as an ear infection, can work for many things, especially for children. And I did, maybe I may have forgotten to mention that we speak about essential oils being safe. We can use them with children and with seniors as well. And now I would like to introduce you to Emma, who sent us in a video about something that can happen to all of us when we're at home. And she used lavender. Let's have a look at her story.
Hello everyone. I want to share a very quick video on what happened to my finger and how my finger got rescued with lavender. I was cooking and then I burnt my finger, if you can see there. Yeah, I burnt my finger, quickly put it under cold water, did the honey and everything. Nothing really helped. And then I thought, surely I must have something I can use. And I'd run out of all my oils. So it's not that I thought the lavender was the best thing. It's just that it's all I had left. So, and it was quite little left in the bottle. So what I did, I added some fractionated coconut oil to what was in it. And I rubbed it on the burn. And really, I'm not exaggerating. The pain stopped immediately. It was really like magic. So the pain stopped. And I couldn't believe it. So the next morning when I went into the shower, I was taking my shower and I hit my finger and I got ready for the pain. And then I realized, there was still no pain. So throughout, there was no pain at all. Up until now that it's healing and peeling off, there has not been any pain. And like I said, it's not that I thought lavender was the best thing. It's just that that's all I had. So I just thought surely one of the oils will do something for me. And then to add to it, yesterday, I sprained my wrist. I don't know what happened, maybe when I was trying to do weights or something. But my wrist was aching, yesterday. And I thought, okay, what am I going to use? And I thought, you know what, I'll go back to the lavender with the mixed lavender with the coconut oil. And I rubbed it there on the pain. And I woke up this morning and the pain was gone. So honestly, now I'm using I'm using what I've got left in there for everything. So the lavender seems to be my answer to everything now. I just wanted to share that testimony. But the burn, it was phenomenal. I could not believe how quickly the pain stopped. So you might want to try that. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Emma. So now, having seen what the 3 cool things about essential oils are, well, Emma's speaking to us about applying them to your skin, Celeste speaking about taking them. So how can you use essential oils? Well, there are 3 ways you can use essential oils. Let's start with aromatic. Just like the lady's doing in the picture, you can just take a bottle, open it, and immediately just put it next to your nose, smell it, and you will notice. And you can actually notice the difference between doTERRA essential oils and other essential oils just from smelling them. So why? Because it can affect your mood, it can cleanse the air, and it will open your airways. So some people are a bit septic, how do you say that? Septic, right, that kind of word, about smelling the oils. But I can prove to you that smelling the oils does impact your system. And let's prove it with this. Take your fingers and pinch the end of your nose quite strongly. Can you feel that? If you keep doing that, your eyes will water very soon. Or that is your olfactic nerve. And that nerve goes straight into your limbic system in your brain, which will send messages all over your body. And let me tell you, some people are still maybe a bit doubtful. Well, maybe you've gone to the hospital to get a quick endoscopy done, or maybe you've given birth if you're a mother, and they've administered a gas through a mask. They've told you to count to 10. If you were me, when I got asked to do that, I didn't even get to 5 and I was out. And that was just by breathing the gas through the mask. So you do see that your olfactic nerve is so powerful that you can actually administer anesthetic just by your sense of smell. And just in 10 seconds, that will reach your brain and from there to the rest of your body. So that is the first way to use essential oils. But we also have another way to do it, or aromatically, and that's with that picture here in that corner. That's a diffuser. I don't have that same one, but I have this other one, and I would like to do a quick demonstration. This is what a diffuser looks like. There are different designs. These doTERRA diffusers are actually cold diffusers, so they don't apply any heat. You fill them up with water. You put in 6 to 8 drops of essential oil. I have wild orange, which is lovely, energizing. You have an electric cable there. You just switch it on. It has a light. If you want to use it as a light, you can switch off the light. And there you see the vapor, the little steam coming out. And it smells delicious, smells lovely. And I can put that next to my laptop while I'm working. And without any effort, I can be smelling in the essential oil and feeling the benefit. I love to use peppermint in the morning because it helps with your alertness. And I love wild orange as well because it just helps the mood. So that's the first way we can use essential oils, is aromatic. There's another way, which is what Emma was sharing to us, and it's topical. When she burnt her fingers, she put the oil on the burn. But it's very important to know that you have to dilute it. So usually doTERRA, from their investigations, have found that the coconut oil is the best carrier oil there is. doTERRA actually sells it fractionated, which means that it doesn't solidify. It's always liquid. It's non-greasy on your skin, and that will seal the molecules of the essential oil from them evaporating, and it will make them penetrate the skin. And it's also important that usually the ratio is 1 drop of essential oil for 3 of coconut oil. You can have localized benefits and dilute it, as we said, with fractionated coconut oil for best results. And just a little quick profile, we have Deep Blue, which Jody mentioned, which is great for problems with sciatic nerves, problems with arthritis, and it soothes achy muscles and joints. There's even a version of cream, and you guessed it, when I went up that mountain with my friends, which was a 1-hour trek, I put Deep Blue on my thighs, and I can tell you I've not had any cramps at all. I used to run, you know, a short marathon or something like that, and for sure the next day, if I didn't, before I knew about doTERRA, I would have cramps. Well, no cramps. So it's great for athletes as well. And let's go now to the third way you can use essential oils, and that's internally. Now, when we speak of eternal use, we obviously just speak about doTERRA because we know the quality that they have. We don't advise you to use essential oils if they're not doTERRA, to use them internally. There's 3 ways. You can enjoy just a few drops in water, in veggie caps, or under your tongue. And when you do that in water, we usually advise you to use a stainless steel bottle, not plastic, because the essential oils will corrode the plastic. In veggie caps, I'll do a quick demonstration. Veggie caps are basically empty capsules. Why would you buy an empty capsule if it hasn't got anything in it? Well, let me show you. You can just open the capsule, and in the capsule, you can combine any mixture of essential oils you would like. There's no problem if you combine them. So here I've got On Guard. I'm going to put in a few drops. Let's see, 2 drops of On Guard, and for example, a couple of drops of lemon. It's great for people who don't like the taste of essential oils, or if you want to combine several, or you need a really big boost, you're coming down with something and you say, well, I'll have a few drops of each of those. Usually just put your fill in your capsule before you're going to take it, because otherwise the capsule will start to melt. Put it on your tongue, quick sip of water, and that's it. And that will melt in your stomach, and then that's your body will receive the benefits of the essential oil. So that's the third way that we can use essential oils, which are internally. And we have another testimony about what Soleil was speaking just now, which is the product that sells the most in doTERRA is actually not the essential oils in this format, although they're great. It's the Lifelong Vitality Pack. The Lifelong Vitality Pack is the only product in doTERRA that has a 30-day guarantee. This box will last you for a whole month. It's whole food-based vitamins. When you buy a vitamin C in your local pharmacy, it will not be extracted from an orange, if you didn't know, but these vitamins are extracted from food. And I can tell you, your body will know what is synthetic and what comes from food. Your body will know the difference. So that's why we've seen amazing results, and that's why this is the most sold product in doTERRA. If 30-day guarantee means if you consume these 3 bottles that contain everything your body needs, and Jody can tell us that when she arrived in doTERRA, she came just to get these vitamins. These 3 bottles replaced the 7 that she was taking of her daily supplements. And we've seen amazing people that their symptoms have just disappeared because they've given their body what the body needs. The vitamins and minerals, which is this bottle here, your omegas, and your antioxidants. When you do your 30-day guarantee, if you don't feel more energy, more focus after those 30 days, you can send the bottles back empty, and they will give you your money back. When a company commits to giving you your money back, that's a serious commitment. So Soleil, tell us, what was your experience of taking the Vitality Pack? How did you feel? Are you with us there? Oh, I think Soleil's lost her internet. Right. If she is back and she can tell us a testimony. Otherwise, we do have another one from Dorcas. Dorcas is a nurse by profession, and she's going to tell us a very impacting story about her experience with the Vitality Pack.
Hi, my name is Dorcas. I'm based in the UK. I'm a mother of 2, and I just want to give a testimony regarding the doTERRA products that I've been using. I only started using them a few months ago. Basically, what happened is I've got 2 girls, and after the second girl I had, she's 22 years now. I started having problems with my digestive system, and this led to me having constipation. You know, you don't talk about these things because when you are young, you think it's an old people's thing. So it becomes part of you. So over the years, I ended up developing piles, hemorrhoids. It's nasty, and it became a way of life with me. All the time I had to carry suppositories around because you never know when it happens. And a few months ago, I started using the doTERRA products, and only recently I realized that I wasn't using the suppositories or laxatives anymore. And it suddenly clicked that it was the doTERRA products, because I started using this Vitality Pack, and ever since then, my 22 years problem has been rectified. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You don't know how I feel, because for people who have suffered with this constipation, it's awful, it's nasty. So it works, it works. Definitely is the doTERRA products, because I haven't changed my diet. I know I need to, but it is the doTERRA. It's done it for me.
Wow, I think Dorcas should do some TV ads as well as being a nurse. She was really, really convincing. Thank you, Dorcas, for that testimony. Well, maybe you're there sitting there and thinking, right, so how can I get my hands on these products? Well, there are 3 ways that you can purchase doTERRA oils or the essential, the Lifelong Vitality Pack. The first way is at retail price. It's the most expensive. You would only pay retail price if you were at your natural healthcare doctor or a physiotherapist, and none of you here will pay that price. The second price is at wholesale price, which means it's kind of like Costco. You get the best products for the best prices when you become a member. In the UK, membership is at £24. It's a yearly membership, and that automatically allows you to have 25% off everything you buy. So with just buying 3 or 4 products, you already recover your membership fee. But all of us here, my parents, Saleh, Jody, and me, we love great things, but we love them at the best prices. So we buy below wholesale. How can I buy below wholesale? Well, the deeper savings are below wholesale when you buy a starter kit. They waive your membership fee. In the US, it's $35. In the UK, it's £24. You don't pay it because you already start with a kit that doTERRA puts together for you. So I'm going to share my screen again to show you the kits that we would recommend you to get that would be the perfect start for you if you are in the UK. We will have some time of questions and answers at the end. So if you are in a different country, we can look at your particular, the products available where you are. Now, here's our first kit. It's called the Family Essentials Kit. This is the kit that Saleh started out with. It's a kit with 10 oils, but get this, these are the 10 oils that will treat 80% of sicknesses, 80%. So this is getting your own medicinal cabinet, right? Replacing it with your paracetamol and other things that can have second effects, to natural essential oils. And here's the list of what it contains. So you have lavender, lemon, peppermint, melaleuca or tea tree oil, oregano, frankincense, deep blue, which is for muscular pains, right? doTERRA Air, which is for breathing issues, Zengest, which is for digestive issues, and the On Guard we've already heard about for your immune system. And this whole pack of 10 oils will work out cheaper than you, and actually you can't buy them individually in this case because they are 5 ml bottles, and it's all VAT included for £112.75, and you get your yearly membership for free. Now, when I got to joined doTERRA, I actually joined with this next kit. This next kit is the same 10 oils, but 3 times that amount. So they don't come in 5 ml bottles, but 15 ml bottles, but not for 3 times the price. Woohoo! So we have the only one that comes in 5 ml is Deep Blue. 5 ml, just to give you an idea, contains 80 drops. And as Saleh said, and with my example of the infection, what you need every dosage is just a few drops. These oils are 240 drops for 15 ml. So again, 3 times that amount of the first kit. And this kit is at £238. Again, it includes your membership. And this is really getting you ready, and you've got a diffuser, really getting you ready for anything that can come your way. And your pocket's happy, you're happy, everyone's happy. But let's look at a third option. Now, we've spoken a lot about the Vitality Pack. So here, this is a starter kit that includes the vitamins. It includes the Deep Blue Rub for muscular pain, and this comes in a cream. It includes a probiotic, and it includes enzymes, and even 5 small 5 ml oils, which are great oils. Balance, which we heard from Jody when she showed us a difference in the blood. Lemon, frankincense, which is the king of all oils, and the #1 fighter for the sickness that we all know that starts with a C. Frankincense is the way to go for that. On Guard and lavender. And this pack is at £202.50. And you can see there that look at that difference in price. When you get the kit and you buy it with your membership, you're getting 25% off from the beginning. And that's here straight away a £68 saving. So those are the 3 kits that we recommend the most if you want to start benefiting from the oils. And now I would like to hand back to my dad that would like to give us a quick testimony. Oh, and we have a testimony actually from Jody. Sorry, I forgot to switch back to Jody. So Jody has another testimony, and then my dad can hand over.
Okay. Well, I had a young mama come to my house and ask me about what she could do for a tumor that was growing on the top of her spinal column, right at the top of her spine. And the doctors were talking about surgery. And first of all, she didn't even want to take ibuprofen or anything for the pain because she was nursing. The last thing she wanted to do was have surgery. With 3 children, and then they don't promise anything when you have a tumor wrapped around the spinal cord and embedded in there. They couldn't promise her, what the outcome would be. So anyway, she decided she was going to try the doTERRA products. We got her off of all the sugar and all the junk food, of course, #1. #2, she began to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and she also took the frankincense and the DDR Prime, which really go for getting rid of what I call rebellious cells, because we cannot make any claims. And so she took it for 3 months, and the pain went down, down, down until it completely diminished. And then she went back to the doctor. They took an X-ray of her spine. And what they found was that there was no tumor there. There was a hole in the bone where the tumor was. And the doctor said, I don't know what you're doing, but that the tumor is gone. And there's a hole in where the tumor was, there's a hole in the bone, but it's filling in with new bone material. So he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because you're doing something really right. She was a happy camper. She too said, okay. She went home, and she's rejoicing to this day. These are the kind of stories we really, really love. That's just one of many. So thank you for the opportunity, Caroline, for letting me share that.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you. Thank you, Jody, for that amazing testimony as well. There's so many people struggling with that kind of similar situations. So if you want to purchase these oils or vitamins, we want to help you, and we want to offer you a free consultation to give you the advice, so you get the right oil. And the best thing for us to help you would be if you leave us in the chat your name and your WhatsApp contact, so that we commit ourselves in the next 3 days to come back to you and have a consultation with you, so we can take you and help you with the process of finding what's the best options for you. and also help you through the membership if you so desire. And so just in the chat section, you can drop the name and the phone number, and you know that you can always contact the person that's invited you to this meeting as well, or privately. And now we want to give you the opportunity to put some questions. You want to write